The one thing you're going to get from urban fiction is mess. I'm talking messy decisions, messy relationships. You'll be reading the book and thinking to yourself, like, I just don't think this is going to turn out well for anybody. My name is Raquel. This is where we come to celebrate and explore Black books. If that speaks to you, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get into it. So, I've got five messy urban fiction books for you. The first one is called Deception, a Sister Story. This is about two sisters who are total opposites. They both live with their mom. I think the younger one is probably 18 and the other one is somewhere 19, 20, something like that. So the older one, her name is Shiloh. Shiloh is kind. She's sweet. She will give you the shirt off her back. She is a student. She goes to work and she takes care of her niece at every chance that she can. She looks forward to it. Then you have the younger sister, Sincere. Sincere is everything the opposite. She's irresponsible, selfish, does whatever she wants to do, even at the expense of others. She does not care, and she has a young baby. So, Sincere has a job working at, I believe, like a little department store or something. She gets fired from her job. She doesn't tell her family. She continues to leave like she's going to work, but she's really out partying. So one day she goes out to party with her boyfriend. The boyfriend kind of, what do I want to call it? I don't know. He just, don't want to be bothered with her. So she winds up going with his best friend to his house to sleep with him. She gets there, they sleep together, they have this back and forth where she's telling him, don't say nothing, blah, blah, blah. And he turns his back. She finds some money. She takes some of the money, goes out and spends it. So she's got this best friend. She takes her friend on the shopping spree. She goes back home, has this back and forth with her mother and her sister about her leaving the baby and being gone for days at a time and, all of this. She gets upset, packs a bag, and goes and stays with her friend. Leaves the baby, mind you. So the guy, her boyfriend, and his friend realizes that the money is missing and they need to get it back. So they kind of, go through where could it be, who got it, whatever. They find out or come to the conclusion that Sincere has to be the one who took the money. They go to Sincere and like, you got to give the money back. Well, she doesn't have it. So her bright idea is to steal it from her sister and her mother. And this is where everything goes left. This is really good. It is by an author named Aquarius, whom I have never read anything from before, but I enjoyed this story. I also read another book by the author Aquarius. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But book number two is Diamonds Are a Thug's Best Friend. Now, this one is by Deetra B. It is two books, and it is about two sisters. You have Diamond and Kayla. Diamond and Kayla are like the bestest friends in the whole wide world. They do everything together. They are just best sister friends. So they live with their mom and their dad. Their mom is on drugs. When she's out and about, she's doing things that embarrasses them. But when she's at home, she's a great mom. They respect her. They love her. They just wish she would, get off drugs, right? The dad, he works as hard as he can. He's always at work trying to provide the things that they need for the family. The problem is he's always just barely making it. And the two girls, they get tired of it. So they go and wind up stealing some drugs from the guy around the corner, a guy who was kind of, I don't know, heckling their mother or making fun of their mother, trying to get her to do weird stuff for drugs or whatever. And so they go and steal his drugs and decide that they're gonna, start their own business, but they got to keep it quiet, right? Somehow the father gets in on it and it makes Kayla feel pushed out. Now, Kayla is the younger daughter. The father, in his spare time, would teach his daughters to box. So sometimes they'll be like out in the front yard sparring with their father. Whole neighborhood gathers around to watch because it's like, entertainment, right? So everybody knows, do not mess with Kayla, but whatever you do, don't mess with Diamond because Diamond will give it to you, right? And so once Kayla gets pushed out, she starts hanging out with these girls who was snickering behind her and her sister's back when her and her sister was getting along. And so she's telling her, hey, those are not the kind of people you want to hang around with. But her sister is hard headed and she's feeling left out. She's probably a little jealous of the relationship between Diamond and her father. And so she starts hanging out with these girls. She's now boosting. She's got, all these high end clothes. She's selling the clothes, so she's making money. And so, she's at the top of her game. So she feels. And so, she starts messing around with this guy who is at least 5 or 6 years older than her, and she's only like maybe 18 or 19. This guy's like 25, I believe. And he is the rival to her father. So back in the day, her father used to be in the game, and the guy who's running their neighborhood now and their father used to be best friends. There was also a third guy, or maybe it was four guys. Her father, the guy who runs the neighborhood, a guy who does not like her father, and the father of a guy who is crushing on Diamond, whose name is Duke. Now, somebody unalived Duke's father, and Duke wants to find out who did it. He also has a crush on Diamond. Diamond has a crush on him, but Diamond's self esteem is kind of low because they are like one of the poor families on the block, and his father is the big guy, so they're like one of the richest people on the block. And so they Diamond and Kayla kind of get into this space where they're not getting along anymore because she wants the best for her sister. She is the Diamond is the older sister, and she wants to, make sure her sister is hanging out with the right people, not doing these things. And she's like, "Look at what you're doing. You can't tell me what to do." So they get into this. This guy that Kayla is dating is their rival, and because Kayla likes this guy, she winds up giving up some family business that winds up putting Kayla in jail. Book two is when Kayla gets out of jail. When Kayla first go to jail, she meets this girl named Tana, and Tana is a part of the cartel, and she brings Diamond into the cartel. So when Diamond gets out, Diamond is already flexing when she gets out. And Kayla thought that when Diamond came home, she was going to be able to, look down her nose at her. And what actually happened is Diamond is just getting out of jail doing better than her because she's connected with the cartel. This is a good story. I love Deidre B. She knows how to write some mess. And this is seriously some mess. It is like a whole little ecosystem. Everybody's connected in some way. But this one is really, really good. Like I said, it's 2 books. And then we have the Baby Daddy Chronicles Xavier story. Now, this is the other one by Aquarius. So there's this guy named Xavier and a girl named Alexis. They have 2 children together, and they've broken up. Their children are preteens or tweens, and so they've been broken up maybe a year or two, not for a very long time, but she wants to get back with him. She is still in love with him. But when you talk about bitter baby mamas, this is her. This girl is so bitter. She does all kinds of stuff to get him into trouble so that he can't see his kids. She doesn't even take really, like, she left her kids at school, and when he picked them up, she called her attorney and said that he kidnapped the kids. Now, that's only one instance of some of the things that she would do, but this is a crazy story. I don't even understand why you think you would keep him from the kids or do all this weird stuff and think that he would want to be with you. Like, that would make anybody mad. Why would you want to be with somebody who's doing all kind of weird stuff that you didn't do and putting you in these situations? So the kids, they really love their dad. Their dad is a baker. He has a bakery, so they spend time with him at the bakery. He gets he meets this young lady that he is interested in, and the kids like the lady. So of course that's gonna burn her butt up. But this is a really, if you like those bitter baby mama, baby daddy stories, this is a good one. This is the bitter baby mama story. And then last but not least, we have A Hood Love So Real by Jay Dominique. Now, Jay Dominique is the one who wrote the books Coffee Don't Go in Tea. And if you read that and you liked it, you'll like this too. Because this one is, it's got a lot of mess in it. You have uh, these two uh, teens basically. They meet in middle school, they get together in high school, and they get together, they bond over the fact that they're both poor or not well dressed, not well taken care of. Let's put it that way. And she eventually becomes pregnant right before she turns 18, and her mother finds out that she's pregnant and puts her out. She goes to stay with the boyfriend. His name is Ren. She goes to stay with Ren, and she stays there for a couple of days. They get into an argument, and the mom comes in and finds out that he's hiding her in the room, and the mom puts her out. She's like, "But I'm pregnant." Her mom is, his mom is like, "Oh no, you really gotta go. You got that. You need to go home." And so he gives her a little bit of money, and she goes, stays in this hotel, motel probably, for like 2 days. At the end of the 2 days, she has to leave. She's hungry. She sees a bookstore that's having a grand opening. She goes over to get some food. She gets the food. She's eating. She's putting food in her backpack. This guy named Hood thinks that she is stealing. I mean, I guess technically she might be, but not the books. It's just food, you know. Between the back and forth between them, she winds up going into labor. This is his sister's bookstore, and his grandmother is there as well. And so the grandmother, they take her to the hospital. The grandma stays with her. She has the baby. Now the father of the baby and her mother, um, her name is Sky. Sky's mother and the father of the baby knows she has the baby, and the mother is supposed to come pick her up. She's going to allow her to come back and stay. She wants Sky to sue the bookstore. So, in order for Sky to go home, Sky doesn't have anything, mind you. Now, like I said, her mother wasn't really taking good care of her. She put her out. She didn't have anything. So, in her head, she's thinking, well, if I sue these people, then I'll have some money for the baby. I hate to do it, but I really need stuff for my baby. So, she doesn't the mother is supposed to come pick her up. So she's calling. The mom doesn't come. So she calls the grandma uh, of the person who owns the bookstore. Now, mind you, this is the only other person she knows to call. The father of the child isn't answering his phone. The mom isn't answering. Those are really the only two people he has. So the grandma picks her up. Now she's thinking, I really don't want to sue these people because they have been like too nice to me. So she takes her to her house, and as she pulls up, she sees her uh, baby's father car. So she's like, what is this? Why is he here? And all heck breaks loose. All heck breaks loose. That is where the mess. Now that's kind of like the middle of the mess. That's not the beginning, but that's where the good mess starts. And all five of these books were a great read. I totally enjoyed them. If you enjoy mess, these are good books to read. If you have any really messy books you want to suggest to me, I don't mind. Leave them in the comments. Until next time,